the Middle East conflict, what has happened, what's happening, and what's likely to happen next. If you've been watching world news, you know that what's happening between the United States, Israel, and Iran is one of the most consequential geopolitical events of our time. But mass headlines don't always explain why it matters or what comes next. So let's unpack what has happened already, what's happening right now, and what's most likely to happen next in simple, clear terms. Over the past months, tensions in the Middle East have escalated sharply between the three key players, Iran, United States, and Israel. The United States, which has long positioned itself as a guarantor of security in the region. Then there is also Israel, which focused on national security and threats it perceives from Iran proxies and Iran itself. And then there is Iran asserting its regional influence and nuclear ambitions. So the conflict has included military strikes, retaliatory actions, and diplomatic distancing. Iran has faced economic restrictions and sanctions from multiple countries, and Israel has acted on its belief that a nuclear-armed Iran would, of course, destabilize the region. These dynamics set the stage for the latest round of escalation, which brought airstrikes, diplomatic friction, and raised alerts across neighboring states. So what's happening now? Right now, the situation is tense, but let me say contained. There are ongoing aerial operations and military movements in and near Iranian territory. Israel remains on a heightened security alert. Major world powers, including the United States, have deployed forces to the region, and not primarily to start a full-scale war, but to deter escalation and protect diplomatic influence. Economies are already reacting. Global prices have risen because the Gulf region is a major energy hub. You know that the investors have shifted towards safe assets, and volatility has increased in global markets. At the same time, diplomatic channels remain open. Countries like China, Russia, and members of the United Nations have called for restraint and dialogue. But let's hope that happens. So what's most likely to happen next is that, anyway, let us talk about the key likely scenarios going forward. There might be the escalation and diplomacy, and this is the most probable near-term outcome. Global pressure, economic impact, and war fatigue push all parties back to the negotiating table. Both Iran and the United States have shown interest in direct talks, including over nuclear restrictions and sanction relief. That's one. Then there might also be limited military engagement. If diplomatic progress stalls, we would see some short targeted operations, not total war, but isolated strikes meant to pressure or signal strengths on both sides. There might also be some containment without resolution. That's another possibility. Yeah, it might be a stalemate. Conflict remains active at a low intensity without speeding into larger regional war. And of course, a full-scale regional war involving multiple states remains unlikely right now, because all major powers understand this severe economic impact it would, of course, trigger globally, especially on energy markets and supply chains. Why this conflict matters so much globally? Peace or conflict in the Middle East affects economies everywhere, not just those in the region. On energy and oil, even the threat of disruption in Middle East oil flows pushes prices up. Higher fuel prices eventually trickle down to transportation costs, food prices, and manufacturing. Also, on global markets, investors react to uncertainty by shifting capital into so-called safe havens. Have like gold, U.S. Treasury bonds, and certain currencies, increasing volatility everywhere. Also on trade and supply chains, the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, and the Strait of Hormuz are critical arteries for global trade. You know that if instability spreads, their shipping costs of course rise and delivery times get longer. On project finance and investment, when geopolitical risk rises, lenders of course become more cautious. Project timelines slow down, risk premiums increase, and capital reallocates to safer regions. So where are we now? The Middle East is at crossroads, not crashing under a war, but braced for diplomacy, risk, and economic consequences that reach every continent. What happens next depends largely on political decisions behind closed doors, but one thing is certain: the world economy is listening. So my name is Jerome, and this has been a grounded update breakdown on the Middle East situation. If you find this video helpful, kindly let me know what you think. Share your opinion, comment. Let me know what you think. Let's meet in the next video as we pray for the situation to normalize. Thank you so much. God bless you.